Hi, it's Kai and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a empties video. I have again filled my little empties receptacle, or the box that I keep my empties in, and that means that it is time for us to review all of them. So go ahead and get a snack, get a drink. I'm drinking just some like electrolyte powder from Aldi, the lemon lime flavor specifically, because the other flavors I feel like don't really taste that good. They just kind of taste like fruity flavored salt in particular, and this one like is the least like that. But get your snack, get something to eat. That's what a snack is. Get your drink, and let's just stop the chatter and get into it. So of course, starting off with laundry products, the first thing that is on top here is some OxiClean. I do usually get the Odor Blasters one, but my local Aldi only had the original OxiClean, or like the one that's in the yellow tube. The Odor Blasters is in the purple tube, or has the purple cap on the packaging. Anyway, this is something that I always buy with my laundry. I've already repurchased some. I just got like the bigger box because I was at a store that, you know, was selling the bigger box. So yeah, again, really good for stains. I also recently used this to like add into bathroom cleaner, and I feel like it helped just make everything like look a little bit whiter, look a little bit less dingy, because I am in an apartment that like the bathroom is a little bit outdated somewhat. So it definitely helped again to me from it having that dingy-ish look when mixed in with products that it's appropriate to be mixed in with. So again, that's something that I always repurchase. The other thing that I generally like to repurchase, and I have this bag in here, but the one that I technically finished and replaced with this was the Ariel Ultra Oxy, but this time I decided to get the Ariel with Downy, which I have tried before. I like having a powder detergent as well as a liquid detergent on hand. I especially like powder detergent for my towels and such. I feel like there's just something about it that cleans it a little bit better. I don't know, there's probably no rhyme or reason to me thinking that way, but again, I just typically like powder detergent on my towels. Maybe it's just like feeling like it gets rid of the musty smell, but I finished the Oxy version, and I replaced the, you know, bucket that I currently have it in with the Downy version, which this one smells so good. It has just like this clean floral scent to it. Oh my gosh, I could smell this bag all day. I also feel like it's really good for stains, because in particular I like to use this on like my period underwear, so that helps get out some of the blood, and especially like the, you know, metallic smell that sometimes can, you know, make its way into things that are soaked with blood, obviously. And I also like washing like my makeup, where I wash my brushes, because I have like a little brush cleanser, and use that on a towel to wipe off my brushes in between uses and stuff like that. So again, I feel like that really takes the stains and stuff along with OxiClean out. So love Ariel. Personally, it's my favorite powder laundry detergent, I would say, even though I really do like Arm & Hammer as well. I just feel like the smell on Ariel is like a little bit more of a high-end experience. Also in the way of laundry are the Downy Infusions Balance in the Crisp Rain and Blue Eucalyptus scent. And if I'm being completely honest, did this smell good? Yeah, it kind of smells like the ocean scent of their, I think it is ocean, maybe like ocean mist or something like that, scent of the Refresh, like the rinse. I've talked about those in other empties videos. It just kind of has that like crisp, clean, but also kind of like coconutty, semi like almost alpine scent to it. The eucalyptus is definitely there, but then on my sheets I feel like it just wasn't as pungent as I would have liked it to be. So this isn't my favorite scent that I've tried. I probably wouldn't repurchase this one unless there was like a laundry detergent I was using that smelled more like this or was like more in line with it to help amplify the smell of that. But otherwise there's just other scents from the Downy Unstoppables, you know, line that I like a little bit better. I'm pretty sure this is the last laundry product, and I've talked about it in other Empties videos, so I won't have to go into much detail here, but it is just the Lysol laundry sanitizer. I like this on my clothes and towels and stuff like that, just to make sure that they are nice and non-germy. You know, I have OCD, so it's not really I don't need to explain much why this is helpful for me, but I also feel like along with like the fabric rinses and stuff like that, just anything that's not fabric softener specifically, that these type of fabric rinses and fabric sanitizers, as someone who also has ADHD and often forgets that her clothes are done, it will help keep that mildew smell. Like I said, I've talked about this multiple times, so I don't need to go ad nauseum, you know, but I do like that already repurchased one. I'm actually almost finished with the one that I've repurchased, so I was probably about a week or so off from having 2 of those in this Empties video. This is not laundry, but it's also not really beauty adjacent, so I finished the Fresh Linen Little C&E Candle Company car freshener. It's super viral on TikTok. I even have it on my TikTok shop because I was like, okay, I feel comfortable putting things from reputable brands that I actually do enjoy on my TikTok shop, and this is the second one of these car fresheners that I finished, and this one in particular I really like, and it's like a fresh linen scent that is very like green apple-y, like crisp fruity type of linen. I don't feel like it's the most like authentic, like soft cotton type of linen scent. It almost reminds me of the smell of the scent beads, the ones that I've been using, and I've raved about them. I have them currently in my thing. I think it's like Twilight and Jasmine or something like that. It reminds me of those scent beads, but like even more fruitiness. And my friends, whenever they smell my car or get into my car for any reason, they always compliment the fact that despite my car is a literal mess and war zone at all times, it always smells good. It never smells the way it looks. So yeah, these are legit. I really like them. I've actually tried some other ones, or like the off-brand ones from other Etsy shops and stuff like that, and honestly, like, they were okay, but that one, like the C&E Candle Company ones, are just, again, to me, the best ones. And then this isn't necessarily beauty either, but I mean, we are, or I feel like a lot of us over here on this channel probably have to use these in some capacity. So these are the Cora The Peace of Mind Overnight pad, and they're 100% organic cotton, or they have a 100% organic cotton top sheet. It is their, like, if you see on the box, their second largest you know, absorbency, or second highest absorbency, and these are okay. They're definitely thin, so if you're looking for kind of like a maxi pad or overnight pad that's a little bit thinner, then this might work. But as someone who has like an extremely heavy flow, probably heavier than it should be, throughout pretty much the entirety of my period, this isn't something that I love. I feel like I have to change myself a little bit more often, and there are 14 of them in here, and while I don't exclusively use pads for my period, I also use period underwear too. It's again just not necessarily my favorite thing. I feel like sometimes I would get leakage. It says quickly locks in liquid for up to 10 hours of extra dry leak protection. There would just be times where like a few hours in I would be leaking, and of course, like I said, because my flow was heavier, I was needing to change this more often anyway. So I don't think that I would purchase these again. Would I try maybe like their highest absorbency one, just for, you know, science, maybe, but again, this isn't, not really if you have like a possibly heavier than normal flow. This one is interesting because I believe this was in my last Empties as well, and this brand doesn't really exist anymore. They've gone out of business, but these are the Boscia Fruit Acid Smoothing Foot Peels, and the last time that I used these, it was really good. Like, my feet were coming off like in sheets, you know, the dead skin, this last time that I used them, and I feel as though like I left them on for the 90 minutes that the back says. The first time, I will say, I did leave them on longer than the 90 minutes, if I'm remembering correctly. So I don't know if this, because I did find it at TJ Maxx, if it's just like a little bit older and the effectiveness of the product has diminished over time, and therefore me leaving it on my feet longer the first time actually helped make it work better. But this time around, I didn't, like, my feet didn't peel at all. They just got really dry. So maybe that's part of the reason that Boscia went out of business, or in particular this product didn't do super well. Maybe it was, you know, a kind of the product is inconsistent thing, or doesn't really work according to the instructions on the back. I don't really know, but last time I was really raving about these. This time, not so much, to the point where, you know, last time I was saying that if I found these in TJ Maxx or Marshall's or a discount store that I would repurchase them, but I don't think that's true anymore. I think I would just get some of the other ones that I've tried, like the baby foot ones. The Holler and Glow ones are also really good from Target, and those are like $5. So yeah, that's where we're landing with this. And you know, sometimes your opinions on things change over time, and that's okay. I also finished a bottle of this Heavy Cleanse chlorhexidine gluconate solution. It's an antiseptic skin cleanser, and someone had recommended this on one of my herpes videos over on TikTok and said that it is helpful for them. Not necessarily, I don't think, with herpes outbreaks, maybe it was, but with some of their skin conditions and just like keeping the area clean. So I was like, why not try it? And I actually did really like this. And honestly, more than for anything else, I feel like this was a really good, just like general body wash for parts of my body that are a little bit smellier, because, like, you know, especially with it having been the summertime recently, we're just now getting into even a semblance of a fall. Here in Georgia, it seems like we just skipped straight from summer into winter, because it went from being like 75, 80 degrees or more on some days to like 50-degree highs, and like no in between with that. But I do feel like this really helped with, over the summer, like my BO and stuff, because I was using it underneath my armpits and stuff, even like in, you know, my body rolls, in the parts of my body that are a little bit more not exposed to as much light, you know, those, oh, I through it, but those parts of the body that are exposed to more moisture and prone to a little bit more smell. And I feel like it was really effective for that reason. So I definitely would probably repurchase that. I am just, again, testing for effectiveness, like how my body reacts to not having it. And of course, because again, we're in a different part of the year, I'm not sweating as much, not smelling as much. It might not be necessarily a completely equal, you know what I'm saying, experiment, if you want to call it that. But overall, I do really like that product and would repurchase it. Other kind of beauty adjacent products are both of my nail drying sprays. I literally finished them like in the same manicure, and honestly, in my past few videos, I haven't had a manicure on, or haven't like had nail polish on, and it's because I just haven't replenished either one of these, and I don't want to walk around with smudged nail polish. So the first one I have talked about actually over on my TikTok quite a bit is the Nail Enamel Dryer, and I've also done a video on here about like nail products that I enjoy, especially for, you know, regular nail polish girlies, people who don't want to use the gel and the UV light and all of that, but still want their nail polish and their nails to look almost professionally done. So again, Demert Nail Enamel Dryer. This is the one that you've probably seen in your nail salons, and for good reason. It works to me the best, and it just really makes your nails like hard. I will spray this on, and 10 minutes later I can go wash my face, fold clothes, do a multitude of things, and I don't feel like my nails are, you know, picking up cat hairs, smudging, any of those things. With the Onyx Professional one, this is their coconut nail dryer, no more smears nail dryer. This one I feel as though I need more of it to do the same job as the Demert, but it does work. This one is also vegan, so if that's something that's important to you, this has mink oil in it, so not vegan or cruelty free. And this also has more of a coconut aroma, whereas this kind of just has that nail salon general aroma with almost like a powdery smell as well. So really, again, they do similar things. It really just depends on which one is the best for you. I really want to try next probably the Olive and June nail dry drops. I haven't tried any drying nail drops before, just sprays. So that might be my next acquisition, but if I don't like that, then I will probably go back to the Demert. The other negative is that you do have to find the Demert one, at least from what I've seen on Amazon. That's really like the only retailer that I've seen that carries it, and I know that a lot of us are trying to divest from Amazon, so that's kind of another reason that I want to try the Olive and June drop, so that I don't have to purchase from Amazon again. This one is sad and kind of disappointing, even though I have had it for a few years at this point. So the Flawless Beauty like little nail drill that I have talked about, it just, you know, like it just doesn't do anything. It's turned on, you know, now it's off. Something that was about $10 at Walmart when I had originally purchased it, and it might have even been on sale. I feel like I had a pretty good run, had a pretty good life with this product, but I also am just like, because I know that regardless of whether I do my natural nails or I do acrylic nails, or press-ons rather, that I like to use, you know, at least like a little cuticle thing to like really get into the cuticles and get that dead cuticle off of my nail. And even just to file a little bit, I'm thinking maybe I should just get, you know, a better, heavier duty nail drill, like a for real nail drill, but they're expensive. So even this I think now is like maybe $20-ish if I'm not mistaken, and that's still like a lot, again, less expensive than a regular nail drill, but also a regular nail drill I will probably, at least hopefully, of course there's the fact that just products in general are not made to really last the way that they once were, because that doesn't help promote consumption, you know. I either way will probably repurchase a nail drill of some sort. I don't know whether I will repurchase the Flawless Beauty one, just because I might want to upgrade and up my nail game. I don't usually finish a lot of hair products, but I finished 2 this time. The first one is the TPH by Taraji Master Cleanse, which is their targeted scalp wash. It has witch hazel water, eucalyptus oil, and tea tree oil to help with dandruff, which I have pretty bad dandruff. I've always been a person who's had a pretty dry scalp and bad dandruff, and especially as someone who now rocks a shaved head, I feel a little bit more noticeable when my dandruff is flaring up. And I did like this. I didn't repurchase it this last time around because it definitely has a little bit of a tingling sensation to it, and especially along with the other products in this line, in the shower it can actually be a little bit overwhelming with the scent because it has that like medicated scent to it. And so my eyes will start to like water, even if it's not getting in my eyes technically. is a lot, so I actually switched over to one of their other shampoos. It's their clarifying shampoo, so something that's still going to hopefully, you know, cleanse my scalp. I've only used it a few times at this point, so I don't have full definitive thoughts on it, but something that will clear my scalp without hopefully, you know, being so in your face with the smell. But if you do have issues with dandruff, I definitely think that this worked pretty well for me. I mean, the smell is nice, even just like smelling it right now, and I like the way that medicated things smell, so you know, but it was just a little bit overwhelming in the shower, and I wish that the scent was maybe a little bit toned down, but I did really like the way that it worked. On the flip side, this Dark and Lovely Blowout Moisture Treat Deep Conditioner, I got sent this from Influencer like a long time ago. So long ago that one of my exes had used this, and they had like straighter hair, and they enjoyed it. But I feel like for me, number one, I don't really have hair that is in need of like a blowout pre anything or like pre blowout routine. So it says it's supposed to moisturize without weighing down, and I didn't necessarily feel like this was the most moisturizing product for my hair or my scalp. Again, I can't really attest to like the heat protection claims and, you know, all of that, because I obviously can't really do much heat on my hair, but it's not something that I would repurchase. I honestly am pretty glad to have finished this so that I can focus on using and trying things that I enjoy more. I also finished 3 different body care products, the first 2 coming from Naturium. So honestly, both of these are ones that I was like, they're okay, but I don't know if I would repurchase right this moment. This one is their KP scrub and mask with 8% glycolic acid, 5% salicylic acid, 2% PHA, and jojoba esters. I don't even know what jojoba esters are. I'm assuming like some jojoba oil or jojoba oil extract. But anyway, I liked this, but in comparison to some of the other scrubs that I like, this was a little bit less abrasive, and I do like something, as someone with drier, scalier skin a lot of the time, something that's a little bit more abrasive. It's very similar-ish in like abrasive texture to the First Aid Beauty, like the way that feels on the skin, but just lighter. And I think I would prefer, again, the First Aid Beauty, especially since this isn't necessarily inexpensive. Like, is it less expensive than First Aid Beauty? Sure. But this is still, I think, like $21 at Ulta if I'm mistaken. And the First Aid Beauty is maybe like 30-ish or something like that. So again, for the price, is it probably just worth it to go towards something that I like a little bit better? Yeah, but this is definitely not bad by any means, and I feel like if you have more sensitive skin, you'll probably like this one a little bit better. I do like that it like had a little bit more, because it had that mask texture as well. I felt like it didn't just immediately wash off of the skin. Like, even as I was moving around in the shower, putting more on other parts of the body, it's not just going to like, you know, wash off. You have to put a little bit of elbow grease into getting it off the skin. So that makes me feel like it actually is working as a mask versus them advertising it as a body mask or, you know, that type of thing. And it just, you know, come off the minute that your body hits a little bit of the water, or the product hits a little bit of the water. This also doesn't have any fragrance in it, which for some people that is, you know, preferred. I think that they would do good with fragrance stuff, but I'm a person, like, I liked the Tree Hut scrubs because they have all the different scents, even though like effectiveness wise there's a lot of other products that I prefer to Tree Hut. So I feel like I just need more of these like clinical, you know, ingredient based masks, but with like a little bit of strawberry fragrance, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of shea butter, like something, you know what I'm saying? Also, as someone who has KP, it's not really something that like I particularly look for. I do feel like my skin is softer and smoother when I use this, but I'm not necessarily like looking for the pigmentation of the KP to go away, and I don't really feel like any KP product I've ever used actually does that. As for the Energizer Mandelic Acid body wash, this was good, but I think I just prefer their glycolic acid body wash for me. This does have like a nice like light kind of pepperminty scent, which I did enjoy, and I think I would love for like this time of year. And honestly, there's been a lot of brands who have been coming, well, not even really a lot, but a few brands who have been coming out with like pepperminty type of products, peppermint mocha, peppermint chocolate, and I'm just here for it. I have always been like a peppermint girl. Like I liked the peppermint whatever. Yes. Ow, ow. Ow. Oh, nails on the chalkboard. Mom is filming. Hi, you want to say hi to the camera? You gotta come up on the bed to do so. But I am all about all of the peppermint products that, or peppermint scented products that are coming out personally. I think Naturium also has, or not Naturium, Native, that's the other in name. But yeah, I think they have a peppermint, you know, thing out. I again am all here for it. The EOS peppermint lotion is so good. It is probably like my favorite one that they've come out with in a really long time. Anyway, moving along, this has that light scent to it, and it is supposed to be one that, like it says specifically, it is supposed to neutralize and fight body odor, but I just feel like maybe my body in general is again more receptive to the glycolic acid, because I felt like, you know, this worked fine, but the glycolic acid one, in my opinion, just worked a little bit better for fighting BO, especially during the warmer months, because I have used that one in the warmer months and then was using this one this year during the spring and summer. So again, would I repurchase it? It wouldn't be the first one that I would repurchase, but if my local store was out of the glycolic acid one, or like their online store was out of the glycolic acid one, I would probably, you know, pick it up again. Again, I just prefer the glycolic acid in their lineup specifically. I actually finished 4 body care products because I have 2, you know, moisturizing products. The first one is the Body by TPH Anything Glows body oil. This is vanilla and tuberose scented, but it honestly smells just like vanilla to me. I don't really get any like tuberose. It may be like a light floraliness, but not the tuberose, like that really bubblegummy, pungent, potent, I guess I should say, type of tuberose to it. Again, it's mostly the vanilla, but I really like this. It makes my skin feel so nice and soft. It makes it look moisturized and feel moisturized, of course. Every time that I have worn this, especially around my mom, someone will compliment me, but especially my mom will compliment me on how like glowy and soft and like just nice my skin looks and feels. So I feel like, you know, when your mom gives you a compliment on how soft your skin is feeling and it's just kind of like, oh, what are you using? What lotion do you have these days? You know that the product is good. So I definitely want to repurchase this. I'm trying to finish up some of my other body care products just because I have a lot right now and I'm feeling very overwhelmed with my body care and fragrance collections and stuff like that, and will probably be doing some decluttering soon, but I'm again trying to finish as many of my other body care products as I can before repurchasing that. But it's definitely something I'm going to repurchase because it's $12. It smells great, layers well with like all of my vanillic type of sweet scents. It's just, honestly, for me, it's a classic in my collection, in my brain. I also finished the Sol de Janeiro Beija Flor Elastic Cream, and it has their Cheirosa 68 fragrance, which is the one that I've seen compared to Baccarat Rouge and Burberry Her, and like kind of a mixture between those. It's like a fruity ambroxan heavy type of scent. And while I like the scent of this as a body cream, this isn't my favorite from them. I don't find it to be the most moisturizing for my skin, and I often feel like, especially as I've been using it in the past few weeks that have been a little bit cooler, I've found myself layering another product, another body oil or another lotion on top of it, because I just feel like it's not substantial enough for me. So again, it's something that I would maybe purchase for the scent, but considering the new EOS Sparkling Amber lotion that they have in their holiday set smells like maybe a more musky version of this. It's a little bit less like fruit heavy, but it has this similar profile to this product, so I feel like I would probably just wear that one. And especially with how popular the EOS holiday collection has been, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these, especially the Sparkling Amber scent, made it to like their full-time lineup sometime next year, just because again it kind of has that profile that a lot of fragrances and, you know, body butters and different things smell like. A lot of people are trying to find like the best layering compos for their stuff while also being cost conscious, especially with the potential for the tariffs we may be facing next presidency. Overall, I would still probably pick the EOS or like other formulas of body butters over that one, and especially since Sol de Janeiro is a little bit more of an expensive brand, I just couldn't see myself shelling out the money for a, what do you call it, a body lotion that, you know, I wasn't really feeling. And I also, again, maybe I just didn't have it for long enough or use it consistently enough to see it, but I don't feel like there was a lot of body firming. I don't feel like at my age of 28 that I have a lot of, you know, loose skin or body to firm up, so that is a factor as well. But again, I don't think it's something that I would repurchase. We finished a lot of skincare the past month and a half, however long it's been since I last did one of these videos. So a lot of it is Bioma Naturally. I finished one of their hydrating milky toners, which I've already repurchased, and I have done a skincare video, both my daytime and nighttime skincare routines, so if you want to check that out, that's on my page and you can see some of these products in action and a little bit more of why I like them. But that one is just a really great hydrating, again, milky toner. My favorite mist is the Bioma Balancing Face Mist. I, you know, keep getting the refill bottles because I like using this. It just kind of sets the tone for the rest of my skincare and adds a little extra hydration. And then there's also the Bioma Hydrating Serum, which has squalane, glycerin, and a triceramide complex. I really like this because it is, again, a little bit more hydrating. It is like the serum version basically of their hydrating milky toner, so it's really nice and like creamy and feels almost emollient without it being like an oil or, you know, that type of texture. It just, again, feels substantial. I feel like that's the word I use a lot with, you know, hydrating products, but I don't know how to explain the fact that it doesn't feel heavy or greasy or oily on the skin while still feels hydrating. So I really like this. Definitely something I will likely repurchase, but I've also just kind of been feeling like trying something new. Like, I love the Bioma products so much, but I use them so continuously that sometimes I just need a little bit of novelty. So I've been thinking that maybe I will try a different hydrating serum, a different like hyaluronic acid, you know, just something else to try, something new to see if that actually is my favorite or those actually are some of my favorite products in these categories. But yeah, that's how I'm kind of feeling right now. As for other products, one cleanser, which is the Peach Slices Snail Rescue Cleanser, this lasts for such a long time. I feel like I used this for like 8, almost 9 months this year, and it works really well. I do like it. I feel like for someone like me who has maybe more normal to dryish skin, that it can feel slightly stripping, but I do feel like it was really nice for like getting deep into my pores. I did again enjoy this cleanser, and I would probably repurchase it. I didn't feel that way before starting, you know, the cleanser that I'm currently using, which I do like. It's the Pre-Cool Cleanser. I quite enjoyed that, but sometimes I just feel like I want something that does seem like it's getting deep into my pores, you know what I'm saying? And this is one that has that feeling to it. 2 serums I finished. One is the Good Genes from Sunday Riley. This is a really popular product, and for a good reason. It is such a nice resurfacing serum. It exfoliates without being too and making my skin feel like it is, you know, burning or tingling or anything like that. It is just a really expensive product, and I did get this sent to me from the brand. I would love if I got it sent to me again, because it is such a nice product and it works really well for my skin, but this is just not in my current budget, so I'm probably aka definitely going to be trying out some other exfoliating and resurfacing serums, but I do really like that. I also like the fact that the texture of that one was really nice and plush. It didn't feel like super just dry or, you know, astringent. Is that what I want to use? I don't know. Anyway, another one that I really like is the Ceramide Barrier Serum from Coco Kind. I love that they have come out with a bigger size bottle, because this one lasted me like 2 months versus having to purchase one every 3 weeks or so. I've already repurchased another one of the jumbo size. I just like that this is hydrating while also having a little bit of lactic acid to, you know, help with, again, resurfacing, a little bit of exfoliation. I feel like it helps with texture on the skin and overall just helps give me that like smooth glass skin type of look. So another one that I have talked about a lot and probably don't need to talk about anymore. I actually had another skincare product that I forgot about. This is the Youth to the People Adaptogen Jeet Moisture Cream, and I actually did enjoy this. I feel like it was nice and moisturizing despite being more lightweight feeling, because it definitely doesn't have like a greasy or slick texture to it. It just feels almost like a lotion or like a lightweight, you know, type of moisturizer product, but again, it's deeply moisturizing as well. I don't think it's something that I would necessarily repurchase, because I do have other moisturizers that I enjoy just as much, if not more, from brands that are a little bit less expensive than Youth to the People. But it's definitely one that if you have a little bit of extra money to splurge, want to try a little bit of something different, I could see myself buying it in like that instance. But I don't know if this would become like an every day, every routine, all-time staple, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of how I feel about a lot of high-end products these days anyway. I feel as though so many replicas, as well as just less expensive brands, being more innovative and coming out with different types of products, I feel as though some high-end products are just not special enough for me to pay like the bigger price tag. I finished 4 beauty products. Well, technically I finished 2 of them. I finished the Honest Beauty Extreme Length Mascara and Lash Primer. I really enjoyed this. It was sent to me, but I would definitely repurchase it once I finish some of my other mascaras, because even without the lash primer side of it, it gives really good length and definition. It doesn't have like the most volume, but with the lash primer, it definitely gives like a little bit more volume. And I just, again, really like the way that my lashes end up looking with that. Sometimes I felt like I looked almost like I had false lashes on. So that one I really enjoyed. I also enjoyed and thoroughly used, I even tried to cut it open to get, you know, some of what was left on the inside out, but the Milani eyeshadow primer. Been using this for years. It's my favorite eyeshadow primer. Recently, when I've started using another primer, which you can see in some of my last few videos, I've just felt like that primer is making my eyeshadows stick on one of my eyes in a really weird way. So it's like I kind of miss the Milani primer. It's definitely one that I would repurchase once I am done with the other eyeshadow primers that I currently have in my collection. And I know that there's a sway somewhat towards eyeshadows primers that have like an actual base to them. I don't know if we're back in that era or if we've, you know, left it, but for me, I probably, because a lot of them don't come in like my skin tone shade, I don't really like eyeshadow primers that have color to them. I just feel like it ends up making my shadows in particular look more washed out on my skin tone than giving that like blank canvas type of look. So I like that this one does not have any noticeable color to it. Two products I decided to just get rid of because I didn't really like them. The first is the Milani Make It Last sunscreen spray. This actually expired over a year ago, so I should have gotten rid of it prior to this point, but I just didn't like this, never really used it. I am all for re-upping on your sunscreen and reapplying in whatever way that you can, but this just didn't make it a pleasurable experience because it smells chemically like sunscreen mixed with maple syrup in like the worst, most off-putting way. And every time I used it, I just couldn't get over the smell of it. So therefore I stopped using it. And I finally have just been like, you know what? We're trying to fight the generational curses of keeping things and hoarding things, because that's definitely something that happens in my family. Like, we're all a little bit of hoarders, even when it's something that we don't like, don't want. We just, I don't know if it's like OCD through the family or like a trauma response to growing up without in certain instances, but I'm trying to break that, so I'm going to just get rid of that. Likewise with this, I had this marked for my project pan so many years ago and like really tried to finish this. It's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Poured in the shade Opal, and again, this is very old because Becca is no longer in existence, and they also discontinued these before Becca even went out of existence. But I tried using this in a video recently and I have panned it, so you know, I made progress in that way. But I tried it recently and it smells really bad. Didn't love that, so I am just going to go ahead and get rid of it, even though, you know, it definitely is a beauty relic. And now that I have this video documenting that it existed, I can get rid of it, because I feel like we're losing recipes because the beauty community goes so fast that we are forgetting which products have technically already come out. Like, Milani teased this foundation stick, it looks like, and I'm just kind of like, I literally still have their old foundation stick. This is not a new product. Like, so that's why I feel as though I want to start documenting a little bit more, because again, I feel like we go gaga over this product thinking it's new and whatever. And I know that this is also just like the life cycle of brands and products. Like, when they'll launch it, it's super popular, they make money off of it, and then when they see that production is more costly than what they're getting back from it, they're gonna pull it, and then, you know, later on they'll repackage and rebrand it and everyone will eat it up again. Like, I know that's just the life cycle, especially of the beauty community at this point, but it's also just like, it can feel a little bit like, am I the only one who like remembers these things? Am I the only person who, again, remembers this? Anyway, moving on to fragrances, I've actually finished quite a few, one, two, three travel sizes, I'll say, and then also 3 samples. So I finished a travel size, which I will probably go over these a little bit more over on TikTok, so you can go over there to hear my thoughts. And I've also reviewed all of these, so if you just look up my name along with the name of the perfume, or like my @ name, I am Kai2 with the name of the perfume, you will be able to find probably multiple videos of me talking about these products. So as for the travel sizes, we'll start with those. I finished the Kayali Eden Juicy Apple, which was my first Kayali fragrance that I ever tried, and I fell in love with it and subsequently developed a Kayali addiction because I've at least tried most of their, well, I can't even say most because they do release quite a few fragrances, and like I didn't try their Oudgasm collection. I haven't tried Yum, Bougie Marshmallow, is that it? Bougie Strawberry, something like that. I haven't, the newest one. I haven't tried the, I've tried Silk Santal but not Velvet Santal, which I actually talked about that on a recent Substack post, or my most recent Substack post, which was more of like a little de-influencing of my Black Friday cart. But again, I tried this. It's like a gorgeous, very juicy candied apple type of scent, and it's wonderful. It's for people who want a more grown-up version of like winter candy, well, maybe not winter candy apple, but like harvest apple from Bath and Body Works, like those really juicy fruity apple scents. But again, this one has like some vanilla and musk and stuff to make it a little bit more sophisticated. I've already repurchased a bottle of this, but again, I said I wasn't going to talk much about these, and here I am gushing over them. Another one that I have already upgraded, I actually bought the upgrade for my birthday, which was in my birthday haul video I posted recently, Way Melrose Place. This just smells like, honestly, laundry detergent, rosy clean laundry detergent. Honestly, like, it doesn't smell the exact same, but not too far off from the way this Ariel smells. So I just really like those types of scents, and I already repurchased that one. Absolutely love it. I also finished my sample, or you know, travel size. I got it from Scentbird, but I don't really purchase from Scentbird anymore because their CEO has some questionably weird beliefs. So I don't have them anymore, but when I did, I tried Commodity through them, and this is their Commodity Milk Expressive. So hold on, I'm filming a video. So Commodity has like their expressive, personal, and what is that, bold scent spaces, so like varying intensities. This is that middle space, and I really enjoy it. It smells like toasty marshmallows. It's very creamy and lactonic. I do want to try, because I've tried the bold scent space, I believe. I want to try the personal scent space before I like commit to repurchasing or leveling up or upgrading any of those, but I do really like that one. It's one that's a really popular like lactonic fragrance. And then for the 3 samples, one of them is a Project Pan product, so you will be seeing this. I think I might do one more Project Pan what is that called, update before my end of the year, like everything that I finished, what I learned, you know, finale video. But I did finish Ellis Brooklyn Myth, which means I finished 3 of the 4 perfumes that were put in my Project Pan, and I'm really happy about that. Some of them were like travel sizes, some of them were like big Bath and Body Works sprays. Like, I feel really good about that, but this is one that I absolutely love. I already have a full size of it, which is why I wanted to finish the sample of it, and I did just that. It's a really nice, clean, again, kind of laundry detergent type of scent. I also finished Stag by the Maker, which is one that I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would. It's a very dry, woody scent, and woody scents, especially dry woods, are not usually in my wheelhouse. There's also like a slight like animalic leatheriness, but it's just very, very slight on me. I get more of like, again, the dry woods than that. I don't think it's something that I would get a lot of use out of in my collection, and I do think for a woodier fragrance from them specifically that I prefer Lover. That is like one of my favorites from them. So I don't think Stag is one that I would upgrade. It's also one that I feel like I would want to smell on a partner. Like if I wanted to buy my partner a new fragrance, I would love to smell this on someone. I don't have a partner currently, but if I did, that's what one of the fragrances that I would love for them to smell like. Lastly, I have Ginger Fizz from Fatal Attractions Perfumery, which is not currently in operation, but again, we're hoping that Pixie, the owner, is getting better and she'll be back into creating perfumes soon, because she has a very talented nose. I absolutely love this scent, Ginger Fizz, because it smells like a ginger, like it has that ginger ness to it. There's also like, again, that fizzy kind of like champagne vibe to it, and then on top of that there's almost like this sweet candiness that's there, but it's not like super overly sweet. It's almost like a candied or sugared musk. So I really like that one. It's one that I definitely want to upgrade once Pixie and Fatal Attractions Perfumery is back up and running. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're staying safe and healthy wherever you are when you're watching this, and I am going to sign off, drink some water, because after talking for that long, my throat is parched and my mouth is dry, and I'm also gonna go get something to eat. Let me know what you're having for dinner, because I honestly don't know what I have. It's the day before Thanksgiving that I am, you know, actually, what is that called, recording this. So I didn't go grocery shopping this week since I knew I would be, you know, going home to eat food from my family and hopefully bringing some of that food back. So the refrigerator is looking a little bit bare, but anyway, I hope your refrigerator is not looking bare and that you have had something good and substantial to eat. But I'm gonna stop rambling and sign off now. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.